Hello guys, right, I've started. So we've got boost gauge, it's going to sit there. I'm now trying to wire it in there. As you might be able to see, I've already tapped into the ground and the switch live for my little Bluetooth module that I've got down here, and then I've got a little button that I press down here to turn it on and off. Disconnected the battery, but that's the ground, so I'm just ripped off that shoddy solder joint there, and I'm going to redo it. And then I've got to add this wiring in, and the one that I'm going to start with is the ground, which is her. So that's going to go in there. Oh, where are you? It's going to go on there, and then need to get that's the switch live, and then the constant live is the green and yellow, which is there. So just tap into them to get the power and the ignition switch. Fun times. So I've come across something crazy with the wiring. Right, you basically, so you've got, where is it? You've got a yellow wire. Don't watch my wiring, by the way, because it's a shit heap. Right, so you've got this yellow wire, goes to the gauge, and you've got a red wire and a green wire that goes to the sensor, and then a black wire, which is your ground. So one of those is a ground, one of those is supposedly supposed to go to the ignition, and then one's supposed to go to the constant live. Well, that's not right. Both of them need to go to the ignition, because one's for the voltmeter, because this has got a voltmeter built in, and one's for the actual boost gauge. So they both need to be on the ignition, otherwise the way that the instructions say to wire it up, the voltmeter stays left on, because the ignition constant, it stays on when you take the key out. So basically the gauge was staying on. Now when I turn the key, he says, oh no, I ain't connected it back up. So the gauge is in. I haven't put that's not properly fitted yet, and I haven't put the trim piece back on. But all the crazy wiring is done, and now when I turn the key, it comes on. Happy days. Right, what I haven't done yet is round here. Just close that door, let him get past. Right, so now I've got to tap into here, which is from the intercooler pipe. I've got a little metal tap that will go from there underneath here, down through the little grommet, which is somewhere down there, and pull it up, back through behind the stereo. Job's a good one. I'm gonna go have a fag. So I've just fitted the tap onto the intercooler pipe. Not gonna lie, that was a small pain in the arse, and that's the reason I didn't film it. Right, back to it. Right, so it's in. I skipped a few steps. So here's my little tap going from the intercooler pipe with my little rubber washer thing, just to sit flat. And then that pipe goes all the way up through the firewall down there. Comes back up into here and sits in my gauge pod. So I've put everything back together now. We saw the wire and everything earlier. Let's make sure it works. Okay. Shoulder neutral, yeah. Right, with a bit of luck, it should all work. That's come on. Let's show me my voltage. It's reading something. Yeah, it's not going to boost while it's not in gear though. It's not got a load on it. But it's definitely getting a reading. Happy days.